So I wanted to make a little video for you guys regarding the next unit in our class. Now we've been working on Network Essentials up till this point. From now on we're going to be doing the CyberSecurity Essentials. So if you're in section IO1 or IO2 or some of the other sections, this is kind of what it's going to look like. You're going to have networking essentials that you can still go back and play with. That's going to be open until December, but we're just not going to be doing any more classwork, using that material. We're going to be in cybersecurity essentials, and I wanted to show you how when you launch the course, it's going to look a little different than what we're used to. So here we are. Welcome to Cybersecurity Essentials. First time in this course, might be a good idea to go through that little presentation and just kind of get a feel for it. I'm just going to go ahead and launch Chapter 1. Okay, now you're going to notice that this looks a lot different. This almost looks like a PowerPoint presentation. But, it's got like graphics and text. And there are some activities along the way that you're going to encounter. Be sure to read this material. This is really good stuff. Talking about data domains and cyber criminals, different kinds of cyber criminals. Anybody that's been through Sec 110, this is going to be all a bunch of review. But it's some good terminology. White hat, gray hat, script kiddies, that kind of stuff that you're going to encounter over and over again as you go through cybersecurity classes. Almost every class here at CFCC in the IT department has at least some element of cybersecurity involved. And it's just because it's such a big issue these days. This is some different hacker characteristics. This activity helps you determine, are these the actions of a white hat, a black hat, or a gray hat hacker? And you can just go through here and, take your best guess. Okay, I'm not taking my best guess. I'm just guessing gray for everything, which I know is incorrect. Okay, so gray hat was the correct answer for the first one. Okay, so then once you've determined which ones you got wrong, you can go back and try it again. Okay, until you get it right. And this is just a good tool for learning. There's several of these little activities along the way. But I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on those. I wanted to take a look at, there's a couple of different labs. One of them, social engineering techniques. What you want to do, and I'm not going to do it right this minute, but the best thing to do with this is just like cut and paste this whole thing into a Microsoft Word document, and that way you can you can fill in these questions as you're going along. Please, when you're answering these questions, put your answers in a different text color if you would. Red is fine, or it could be blue or something else. Just make it a little bit easier for me to determine your answers. And down here at part 2, create a cybersecurity awareness poster. I've got an example of this, but it's on my other computer. But basically what you're going to do is just create a PowerPoint slide, and it doesn't have to be anything complicated, but just create a little PowerPoint and then upload that along with the answers to this stuff, because I want to see what you guys do as far as making these posters. And if some of them are really good, then I might print them and post them up around the department. And I can either put your name on it and give you credit, or I can just put it up anonymously so nobody will know that it was you that did it. Either way is fine, but just please do this part. Don't leave it out. And it doesn't take but just a few minutes. And the other thing I wanted to show you, hang on, let me close this out. There's a bar up here in my way. There we go. Crud. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, what I'm going to do is go to the course index, and I'm going to look at the packet tracers because I wanted to show you guys this. This was something that we discovered in one of the classes. There is a minor bug in packet tracer 1.5.3.5, and if we take a look at this, give me a minute for packet tracer to open up. Okay, here goes our packet tracer. All right, now, if you're looking at these directions, oh, forgot about that little window. Okay, if you're looking at these directions, it's going to say connect to the FTP server, create some accounts, and then it wants you to go into the PC called Sally, which is going to be found over here in this Metropolis Bank HQ. Okay, click on Sally. And if you try to web your way over to that URL that they give you, which I think is, let's see, 10.44. Numlock would help. Okay, so I'm going to try to web to this address like it told me, and it's going to time out. And if you're wondering, okay, is there a problem over here with the web server? Well, let's check. Okay, well, HTTP is off. HTTPS is off, so we got to turn those both on. That's in the directions. The other thing it's going to want you to do is turn on FTP. So click on that radio button and turn on FTP. And now I'm going to go to my desktop IP config. Okay, sure enough, I've got a static IP address of 10.44.1.254. Don't change this. Don't DHCP it. Just leave it static, okay? Otherwise, your stuff is not going to work as good as you were hoping. Okay, so I'm going to X out of that machine. Now I'm going to go over to Sally. Okay, so Sally was trying to hit that HTTP, and I got a timeout. I'm still going to get a timeout. How come? Well, I'll show you. If you go into IP config on this Sally computer, oops, I have no IPv4 address. Okay, this thing is set for static, but whoever wrote this exercise forgot to put in an address. It's okay. Click on DHCP. There's a DHCP server over here somewhere, and that's going to give us an IP address, and this 10.44.1.4 is perfectly fine. As long as we're on the .1 network, then we're good to go. Okay, so now I'm going to close this out, go back to my web browser, and I'm going to type that address in again. At this point in the exercise, we don't have a DNS set up, so we can't use the name of the service, but we can use the IP address. And click on go. Okay, and bingo, you can see the little web page that they've got for you. So that was the main thing I wanted to show you guys, because in the directions it doesn't say anything about having to DHCP these devices. So whenever you're looking at one of these computers, like if you click on Bob and you're trying to do anything with Bob, it may or may not work depending on if he has an IP address. Okay, now in this case, Bob is configured for DHCP and he does have an address, so he should be good to go. But if you run into, just be mindful of that issue. If you try to do something and it doesn't work, then just double check your IP addressing and make sure you actually have one, because there's nothing in the directions about that. Okay, so yeah, that was basically all I wanted to show you guys for right this minute. This is going to be the first week's work. Is going to be Chapter 1 in cybersecurity, and it's pretty straightforward. And close out of this. Okay, and then down here, see there's a Chapter 1 quiz. Okay, and this Chapter 1 quiz is open. It's going to be open until the end of December. So anytime when you're ready, you can go ahead and try this quiz. So you will have, I've got it set for 3 attempts. So you can take the quiz. If you don't get a good grade, take it again. Take it again. Just keep taking it until you get the grade you want. And it is pretty straightforward, and it's all based on the material that's in the chapter. Now there's going to be packet tracers, labs, and a quiz for each of these units, and we're going to try to get through as much of this as we can. I think that we should be able to get through chapter, well, I don't know. We're going to try to get through all the way through chapter 8, and then there's a final quiz at the end. If we don't get all the way through chapter 8, then we'll just do the best we can. Okay, that was it for the time being. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a introductory to this cybersecurity essential stuff. And as always, if you have any problems with the packet tracers or the labs, please let me know, and I'll try to help you get that fixed. And oh yeah, as you know, like right now I'm using Opera for my browser and it seems to be working okay. If you run into any issues, try using Google Chrome. For some reason, Chrome seems to be the browser of choice for a lot of these publishers. All right, thanks very much and have a good day, and I'll be talking to you all later.